Hello there, my Fandom friends, and welcome back to my Vinland Saga rewatch series where I am rewatching Vinland Saga after reading the entire manga series by Makoto Yukimura. The final chapter came out about a month ago, which is just crazy to think, and I wanted to do this series where I am just rewatching this series that I love so much and really trying to dig a little deeper into seeing the Easter eggs and the foreshadowing and just everything that I love about this story. There's also a lot that was added that's not in the manga, especially for season 1, so after reading the manga, I just wanted to go back and really delve deeper into just everything this story has to share. So if you want to watch alongside me, I would love that for you. If you have never seen Vinland Saga before, I recommend watching these episodes first and then coming to see my reaction to rewatching. If you have watched Vinland Saga before, I encourage you to rewatch it because what other time is there than now to rewatch this beautiful series? So today we are going to be jumping into episode 4 of season 1, A True Warrior. Let's just say I am not ready and I might cry. So let's get into this. Ah yes, the sound of punching. Oh, he's so upset. I feel like there's also like confliction though in his face. Ah, it's so good! Oh my gosh, commanding the energy here. Askeladd. Oh my gosh. That looks painful. just the like effortless just punches of like Yeah. Oh gosh, she's ready. I remember when I watched this the first time, I thought Bjorn was like crazy on those mushrooms. Like, I also just like for some unknown reason didn't put together 2 and 2 that like eating mushrooms made you like that. Oh my gosh. I mean, they should be thankful though that he's actually not using weapons. Like, yeah, that's his own crew, but at least he's only throwing punches. A berserker mushroom. Okay, that makes sense. I've always thought Bjorn was huge, but I guess compared to him, they're pretty much the same size, I think. He's like, what the heck happened to you? Aww. Thorfinn's like admiration for his dad. Oh my gosh. Oh, he's holding the dagger right side up. Oh. Don't stab yourself in the face. Oh my gosh. If you're new here, I do watch the songs, so. Alright, we're back. Bjorn? I don't remember him like falling in the water. Look at Thorfinn. Oh my gosh, they have the high ground? General Kenobi?
一人で軍船2隻を相手に
一人でやれぬ数ではないが、船の間隔が近い。総出で飛び移ってこられたら混戦は必至だ。俺だけならともかく。貴様が狩猟か。
Askeladd's so tiny compared to the rest.
貴様に決闘を申し込む。
さすがだね。いいだろう。この決闘を受けよう。オラフの子アシェラッド、オーディンの名において誓う。
みんな選手の方へ下がりなさい。
はい。
Dang. No bridge for him. He just leaped like what, 10 feet or something?
俺もね、頭のいいやつは好きだよ。
父上、お前みたいなワルと一緒にすんな。
こら下がってろ。
父上は強いんだ。死んじゃえ海賊。バーカバーカ。変な鎧。
Oh my.
元気なチャリだな。あんたの子かい。
I don't remember that. Oh my gosh.
アシェラッド、貴様。
He literally said my father, so I would hope that's his son Askeladd.
そうか。
Oh my gosh. Seeing their interaction together after seeing the rest of the story is crazy.
随分無造作に間合いを詰めてくる。
Hmm.
かわされた必殺の間合いをもう。
Dang. To see Askeladd like beat like that is crazy.
おいおい。
Cause he's strong too, but oh my gosh. But Askeladd's fast.
すげえ一方的だ。
やばくね、アシュラット。いやでも攻撃は全部受け切ってるぜ。
Thorfinn, calm down.
しまった。奴の狙いは俺の剣か。これ以上は受けきれねえ。大振り。はまった。俺が油断して大振りするのを待ってやがった。鼻から剣を折らせるつもりで。どうした？やれよ。
Imagine if he actually killed him though, how differently the story would have gone.
俺は狩猟だぜ。やれよ。
But there lies the whole point of the story.
この決闘は終わらんぞ。
Oh, it's so interesting the way that this is all set up from the start. Oh my gosh, I love this. Oh my gosh, I forgot. Doesn't he like kind of ruin it? Oh, Bjorn.
強いなトールズ。あんたなら一軍の大将も務まるだろう。
He has.
だがなぜだね。それほどの腕がありながら15年もアイスランドに。もったいないと思う。
Because he wants to? What the heck? Let's go! Oh my gosh. The zoom in on Thorfinn's face. Come on.
トールズ、あんた俺たちの狩猟にならんか。
Did you not just hear him? Oh my gosh.
なんつってね。おいおい、誰も笑わねえな。
Oh, because I think Bjorn grabs Thorfinn. Yeah, yeah, that's what it was.
どいつも動きな。ガキの首から下がなくなるぜ。剣を捨てろ。早くしやがれ。アシュラット。
人がいいな。俺らが決闘の作法を守ると思ったが。ちょこっと遊んでみたまでよ。音に聞こえたヨウムのトロルがどんなもんか。
Well, he's way better than you.
承知した。この決闘はあんたの勝ちだ。
Hate it here. I hate it.
Chichu.
アシュラット、この勝負、俺の勝ちだ。戦士の約束をたがえるなよ。
分かっている。我が先祖アルトリウスの名にかけて速やかに兵を引こ
う。レイフさん、すまないが頼みがある。
I forgot about his reaction.
ヨウムの狩猟シグバルディに届けてくれ。召集を嫌って行方をくらましたと誤解されたら村が報復を受ける。
お前という男は。
Oh, the one in his neck. No, no,
そこの貴
no.
様、望み通り俺の命をくれてやる。今すぐその子を離せ。
父上。
よかった。とりあえず。
クソガキめが。今日から命を大事にしてやがれ。トールズに感謝するんだな。てめえらクソガキ100人でも釣りの苦しだ。
No, is that how it ends? Okay, oh my gosh. Oh, right, he starts yelling at them. Oh my gosh.
あんなに強い父上がなんで剣を捨てたんだ。
こんないい船捨てるなんてあいつらも思い切ったな。トールズがいなけりゃ動かせないんだとよ。やつ一人で5人分漕いでたらしいぜ。
That's how Thorfinn ended up. I forgot about
しか
that.
しよかったぜ。ちょうど3隻目が欲しいとき。
You'd think that like Leaf and them would have been like more observant about
昭和
Thorfinn, but
28名が
no.
死者はいない一人もがバカな。ちあまったく。
It's so eerie. Oh my gosh.
トールズのガキだ。船底に隠れていやがったな。見ろよ。一丁前に探検なんか持ってるぜ。コルサル。
Oh my gosh, is that a Tilly making fun of him?
いや、僕怖い。
よくも父上を殺したな。
It's literally so sad. But Askeladd's crew was like bothered by that. Like, I would say they were scared.
It's just like a burning
Yep, I cried. And I probably will in the next episode too, because the next one is... I remember it bothered me when I saw it the first time. Well, after that episode, let's talk about my initial thoughts. So, obviously, we started off this episode with Thors just totally pummeling. Oh my gosh, it's windy outside. I don't know if you can hear that, but anyway, Thors was just absolutely pummeling Askeladd's people without ending their lives. I noticed around like the 1-ish minute mark, the people that he threw into the water, he also threw them oars. I was like, what the heck? He's like going through with his word of being a true warrior means not having a sword or, you know, obviously not having any weapons. Which I guess Thorfinn took that as him saying a true warrior doesn't hold a sword by then looking at his dagger and being like, all right, yeah, I think this is fine then. Thorfinn? No. Anyway, I'm trying to find the light in all of this because that episode is crazy. I don't think I really cried the first time I watched it, but obviously this time, like having read the manga and knowing what's to come, like it just hit me very deeply. Also, obviously just seeing a kid see their parent pass away is like not the most enjoyable thing in the world. But anyway, as we see, Thors completely takes out most of Askeladd's men, and then of course Bjorn with his mushrooms also taking out him as well, even when he's on the berserker mushroom or whatever they called that thing. That's crazy. Then of course there is the duel between Askeladd and Thors. What I found really interesting here is that up until this point, the audience kind of thinks that Askeladd is this super like witty guy. We kind of think he's strong. He looks very physically strong as well as intelligence-wise. However, you could just see how much better Thors was and how different their fighting skills were, yet they both were super impactful, at least in my opinion. I remember thinking when I watched this for the first time, as well as just now, that Askeladd's hand raising and then going down being the signal to shoot Thors was so perfect, because in that moment, obviously, it looks like he's surrendering and claiming that Thors won, when in reality, he's just tricking him by saying like, all right, yep, you got me, but actually, I'm ending you right now and I'm going back on my word after I literally just said you won. And for Thors to not respond to Askeladd's questions in those moments and everything, like Thors was focusing on Thorfinn and to Leif, what he needed Leif to do so that the village wouldn't suffer. He was making amends with the people that he loves and cares about, and I think that the facial expression Askeladd made when Thors is clearly ignoring him was super telling of the fact that Askeladd, I personally believe he regretted ending him, because he admitted to the fact that he was super strong, and you could see that he was questioning even what Thors was talking about with being a true warrior and not holding a weapon. He might have laughed it off and joked about it, but deep down I think that that started to affect him. We even see him laying on the boat at the end and he's kind of recalling everything that had just happened, and I feel like there is a sense of regret there from him. I think that this also proves the depth of his character already from just being in like 3 episodes was really great writing. The punch of this episode is truly just the action that we see Thors just demolish Askeladd's people without taking out a single one, as well as their duel and just the way that it messed up so bad, all because Thors was the true warrior and Askeladd was not. I also wanted to talk about Thorfinn screaming on the top of his lungs to Askeladd at the very end. That is like a young child after seeing their parent die in front of their very eyes. Who knows if Thorfinn saw his dad get beheaded as well, since they were talking about that and how horrific that is. I would hope that Leif or Ari or someone would have covered his eyes from looking, because again, that's horrific and that's traumatic, and I'm glad they didn't show that on screen. But you know it happened, and that's horrifying. But to stand up to Askeladd and literally his band of like 30 plus men after is insane. It shows the guts he has. Even the faces of Askeladd and his men were taken aback. They were like, what the heck is this kid on? What is he screaming about? And Askeladd letting him live is a very interesting thing as well, which I'll probably talk about in the coming episodes because I don't want to spoil anything. But definitely an interesting decision, because on one hand, you're like, okay, he's just gonna let him die. And on the other hand, it's like, is he trying to see his potential? But yeah, that'll be for a further time in this anime series, but that is going to wrap up my initial thoughts.
「こんなものに頼らざるを得んのは俺が未熟だからだ。本当の戦士には剣などいらぬ。」
We are now going to jump into the spoiler section for the manga and other parts of the anime to come. So spoilers in 3, 2, 1, spoilers ahead. I don't think there's many spoilery things that I need to talk about as far as this episode goes, because I feel like the main message, obviously, of course, is that Thors believes that in order to be a true warrior, you don't need to hold a weapon. And that, of course, is an overarching message and theme throughout the rest of the story that makes the story so beautiful, as well as other messages, but I feel like that one continues to be kind of the drive of everything, and the reason why Thorfinn continuing on with his daggers isn't really great, and it's not following what his dad literally said in his dying moments. I found it really interesting seeing Thorfinn on the boat afterwards crying about having, of course, seen his dad die in front of him. And he's like, what do you mean you're a true warrior if you're not holding a weapon? And why did he die? Why did he throw his sword aside when he could have survived? Of course, Thorfinn is also a child. He's tiny at this moment, and he doesn't understand. He's probably been, in a way, brainwashed by the other, people in the village, the other teenage boys and things, about wanting to fight and all of that. And I feel like if Thors truly believed that, he probably should have had that conversation with Thors a little sooner. But obviously with Floki coming to the island and kind of messing up everything, and then Thorfinn being on the boat when Thors didn't think he was going to be there, it kind of really put a wrench in his kind of parenting skills, probably. He even tried to tell Thorfinn at different points what it means to be a true warrior and that he doesn't have enemies, and Thorfinn just continuously was just confused. But honestly, rightfully so, because he's seeing things and they're not lining up with what his dad is telling him. So it makes sense from his point of view as well. It's just really sad overall, and I love the callbacks to this episode in particular, the further we get through Vinland Saga and Thorfinn's journey of realizing that revenge and hate and rage and violence is not the answer. It's so interesting to have read the whole series and have seen Thorfinn's entire journey going back to this moment. Even the animations, purposeful zoom-ins on Thorfinn's face at times, the music, the way it would change during specific scenes, even the look on Thor's face and Askeladd's face, Thorfinn's face. I pointed it out a couple times with Askeladd, how he would joke around about things or he would ask questions and Thors would not answer him. And then Askeladd would kind of turn around and like joke about it or laugh about it and be like, oh, just kidding. But I feel like there was a sense of like realness there. You could just see it in his eyes. And obviously knowing what we do about Askeladd later on, he truly does not even like the people he works with, except for Bjorn. He loves Bjorn. But as far as like spoiler stuff goes, I think that this episode was just really heartfelt and a really good callback to what Thorfinn has to remember later down the road when he's really going through some things, especially in season 2 when he's trying to redirect himself on the right path. The scene I kind of talked about while watching when Thorfinn stands in front of his dad, in front of Askeladd Askeladd, and he's like, go away, don't hurt my dad, don't hurt these people. Like, he's just going off, and Askeladd's just looking at him like, what the heck is this kid doing? Like, get out of my way, you little punk. And it's just like interesting seeing that, because Askeladd truly gets to see Thorfinn grow up into the person that he becomes before Askeladd obviously passes away. And it's just really interesting to like look back at that now and wonder, like, does Askeladd like recall that when he was trying to protect his dad? And I don't know, just all of these little things, all of these like little what if things also kept popping up to me. Like, what if Thors had actually killed Askeladd in that moment? What would have happened? If Thorfinn had died and Thors would have survived, what would have happened? That would have also been an interesting kind of plot point for probably focusing more on Thor's character after him being a warrior, well, at that time in his eyes when he's fighting as a Viking, and then going to someone who thinks that a true warrior does not need a weapon, and then potentially going back to that after watching his son die. Like, there's just a lot of what ifs that I got from this episode that would be really interesting to just theorize and think about. But yeah, I think that's gonna really wrap it up as far as spoilers go. If you gained anything else from this episode, obviously feel free to let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Also in the comments, let me know, did you think that Thors would die? And when did you think this would happen? Because for me, I knew he was gonna die because I read the description of the story and I kind of knew that it was gonna be following this kid after watching his dad pass away. But I kind of thought that we were gonna get to see that in like episode 1 or 2 or something, but we got a solid like 4 episodes of this development of Thors, which again is just so different from other stories, I feel like. Also, something that I want to make a video about in the future is just the similarities and differences between the message behind Vinland Saga and Attack on Titan. I don't want to get into that too much, but I feel like Vinland Saga is just this really impactful story about peace, and Attack on Titan is very similar in a lot of ways, but it's about war. And it's just really interesting because Attack on Titan is so loved and so popular, whereas I feel like Vinland Saga is as well, but kind of on the down low, like not as many people know about it. But I'm like, wouldn't people want peace over war? I don't know. That's a topic for another video, another time, but I've been thinking about that more recently as well. Anyway, that is going to wrap up this video and reaction, so I will see you for episode 5 as well as more fun fandom content to come. Bye!